Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Afternoon. Hello. Wow, it's like what this chat. I cannot chat. Chat filter. Top message coming moderator. Okay. Hello. Good afternoon. Please, if you can hear me, let me know. Okay. So I just want somebody to please confirm that you can hear me so that we can just start immediately. Please, I just need somebody to just please drop it on the chat box that you can hear me. Please. Okay, so that we have to go fast. Okay, so I just need somebody to please confirm that you can hear me on the comment section. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, Dune. Thank you so much for confirming. Okay, thank you so much, Stella. All right, thank you. God bless you. I really appreciate that. Okay, so let's get straight started into our tutorial for today. So these are areas that we're going to be making use of. So this is Adire, and then this is one piece, just one piece of Ashoke. That's what we'll use. So this piece of Ashoke, we'll use it to do that. This at the front, and then the pocket. Okay. So this is the brocade. Adire. Is it Adire? I don't even know what they call this material. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to be cutting the back and the front the same. Okay. Yes, we're going to cut the back and the Stella. Ruth, thank you so much. We're going to cut the back and the front. So you can see the way it is folded into two already. You know the way they normally fold it to pack it. So what I'm going to do, I want to measure out my full length for the two. That's for the back. Okay. So I want to use like 60 inches. That's for my full length. That's what I want to do. So I'm just going to, and then I'll cut out what I want. I'll just cut out the 60 inches. That's for front, 60 inches for front, 60 inches for the back. Thank you so much, Stella, for confirming that you can hear me. So most times I usually don't like my dresses hanging or flying. So I'm going to do 59 inches. So before, by the time I will, because the dress is actually for me. It's actually my own. Okay. Excuse me. I'm just trying to. So I'll do like 50, 58 or 50. I'll do like 58 inches. So that will be okay for both. So I'll just measure like this. I'll cut 58 inches out here. So this is 58 inches. You can see. So I'm just going to cut it straight out like that. And then I'll cut the other one also. So I've cut out the first 58 inches. I'm going to cut out the second 58 inches. Okay. Just place them together like I'm placing it on top each other, and then I would just fold it like this, and then I would cut it. Okay, so I folded it, so I'll cut it out now, and then we're going to actually I'm going to place it on the floor. You guys can see it properly. Okay, so I've cut out. So this is what I have left, so I'm just going to keep that one on the side. Okay, so it's from there we're going to cut out the pocket. So this is what we have. So now I'm going to place it on the floor, and then we'll turn our camera so that we can draft straight. Let me let me just turn the camera back. Okay, so let's see. Let me turn my light also so that we can get a good clear view. Okay, so I just realized that this is the good side of my fabric. so I don't want to put the chalk on the good side, so I'm just going to turn it like this, and then I'm going to place it. Okay, so I'll just fold this, and I'll take the second one. Like I said, I want to cut both of them the same, the back and the front the same. So I'll fold this also, and then I'm going to place it this way. So I'm going to adjust the camera, please, so don't worry, don't freak out. Those of you that will say, we can't see what she's doing, don't worry, you will soon see it. Even I want to place it properly so that I can get it properly. Okay, all right. So I'm going to use my pins. I want to pin it, but I know that material has pattern, so I don't want the pattern to go and scatter. All right, so if you're just joining us, you're welcome. Okay, let me know where you're watching me from. Okay, so I'm just going to place it like this. Okay, so you can see. So we're going to use, let's check which of the chalk is going to, it's going to be very obvious. No, I think let me get another chalk. Let me get white chalk. It's like those ones, they are not over. So let's see. Let's try that one. That one is better. So we're going to make use of that chalk. Okay, all right. To pin them. Why am I pinning it? I want, because the material has pattern. I don't want a situation where, because there's something I even noticed now. You see, the pattern is bigger on one part, if you understand, than on the other side. That's what I just realized. Hmm. Mhm. I'm going to pin them so that it does not move. Let the pattern, let all of them stay. Let everything stay together, so it will not. I say the pin nowadays. Never see God will save us in this country. Okay. Okay, so now I just started. So I've pinned them. So I'm going to turn it this way. I just want to turn it because I normally cut this way. So that is why. I think this is better. So now let's start. I'm going to get my chalk and then we'll cut. So we're going to cut using the center back. Okay, that we're going to start measuring from our center back. So I've already gotten the full length of my fabric. This material, you see, one of them is longer than the other one, so I have to be very careful. I noticed it. So I'm going to have a start line. I'm just going to mark it like this. So that line is going to be my start line. So I don't, and then from that start line, I want to mark my back. So I'm going to use everything that I have. So I have about 20. The fabric is not even equal. That's what I noticed. It's not equal. So I'll use about 22 inches. Okay. I wish I, okay, let me pack my hair. I have this scrunchie disturbing me. All right. So now the next thing I want to do, from this start line, I'm going to mark my armhole as the opening of my armhole. So for the opening of my armhole, I want to use about 13 inches to open it. I don't want it to be too small, or 14. I'll use 14 itself. Okay, before then I'll come down by 1 inch. Okay, and then from 1 inch, I'm just mark like this, let it enter that shoulder line. Then from that line, I'm going to come down by 14 inches. That's what I want to use for my armhole. And then once I mark it like this, the next thing I want to mark is how wide do I want my BuBu to be. So I'll just come down to 19 inches, like 19 or 20 inches. So this is like my waist. So it's one same size. That's what I'm using. So from this part, I'm going to draw what I have here. So this is 17. So it's going to be like one size fits all. So I'm going to do 17 inches. So from this part, I'm just going to mark my 17. I don't want it to be too slim. I'll mark my 17 inches. I'm just going to mark it down to the end. So from this part, I'll mark the same 17 at the down part, or the down part. Let me just open up a little, let it be thin. So I'll just mark it. Can you see? BuBu is like the easiest. It's easy like ABC. Okay, so that's it. So I just want to double check my weight. So I have about 18, which is like 36. Okay, so the next thing, let me just cut this out. If it's too big, I will readjust it. So the way for you to cut this, you can use your bust circumference. You know my bust that I made up for this, I'm using about 40 inches, okay? And that 40 inches, that's 10. So I added as much as 7 inches to it. So it depends on how wide you want your BuBu to be. So that is it. So it depends on how wide you want that to be. So I'm going to cut this now. Oh, no. One part did not cut. So I'll just cut that out, and then, like I told you initially, I said it is not. I noticed that it's not straight. It's not equal. So I'm just going to trim. So that's, see this one now. That one there is like the shortest one. So I'll just trim it. I'll use it to trim the whole sleeves, okay? And then I will now add the slope. Okay. So I hope my sleeve is not too slim, because I always like it rich. So now let's open up and see. If you are joining us, you're welcome. Let me know where you're watching me from, okay? So I think I like what I have. It's not too big, it's okay. It's okay. So the next thing we want to cut out the neckline, okay? We want to cut out the neckline. So let's cut the neckline. So let this one come this way. So what I did was, my bust circumference, that's the 40 inches for my bust. I added like, so let me just double. So that you know the exact measurement. So that one. So I added like 6 inches to it, so you can see. So at the end of the day, initially I thought I was going to use 17. So at the end of the day, it's 16, which is okay. So now let's cut out our neckline. So for the neckline, I'm just going to come to this point. I'm going to mark 3.5. So that 3.5, that's for the back and the front. And then from there, here, for the back, I'm going to use 2 inches. or do 1.5, or just do 2 inches so that it will pass through the neck easily. So I'll mark it this way. And then for the front neckline, I'm not going to cut the front neckline. I'll use my what do you call it, the Asoke, to trim out the neckline. So let's do, this is 3.5 inches by 1.5. So that's for our back neckline. So I'll cut it open and then we'll work on the, let's work on the front very fast. So that's for my neckline. So let's go. Let's turn back to the table and work on our Asoke very fast. So if you are just joining, you're welcome, okay? Let me know where you're watching me from. I would appreciate that. Okay, so now let's come back to the table. Let's see. So I'll just keep the back, my back piece, I'll keep it, I just keep it on the side. I just drop it. Okay, so now this is the front piece. All right, so those of you that are just joining us, you're welcome. So now let's work on our Asoke. So you notice that I did not cut, you remember I did not cut the neckline, I did not open it. So we'll leave it like this. Okay, so the next thing we want to do now, we want to create that design at the front of our piece. So for us to do that, we're going to use our what do you call it, I'm going to use pattern paper to do that. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to do like a rough sketch. So I actually tried doing that earlier. Tailoring, I'm looking for one thing. Okay, so now this is it. Let's just shift that. And then if you're just joining us, you're welcome. Marshall, you're welcome. Good morning. Thank you, Natalie, for joining. All right, Dame, you're welcome. Okay. So the first thing we want to do the design that we want to use for the front. Okay. So in order for us to get that design, depends on how long I want my design to be. So for me, I want the longest part of that design. Let's see. Okay. I want like the longest part of that design. I want it to be like 18. You understand? To be like 18, between 18 and 21. So that's what I want. So I'll just keep this on the side. I want the longest part of my design to be between 18 and 21. Okay, so this is 21. I'm just going to mark my 21. So when it comes to all of this design, you are the one that will create the design however you want it. Okay, so the next thing I want to do now, I want to just rough sketch of what I want. Okay, I want to do like a rough sketch of what I want. So in doing that, so the longest part, I've gotten the 21 inches. The next thing, I'm going to point, I want to mark what I have. I don't want it to be too wide. So I want it like 15. That's the whole width to be like 15 inches. Okay. So I'm going to mark the 15 here. I'll just mark my 15 inches here. Let me use my marker so that I see it straight. So I'll mark my 15 inches, this 15 inches. And then from here to this point, that you know the design on the front. So just make sure when it comes to all those designs, just eyeball it and check. So I'm going to do like 11 inches. Okay, that's from here to here is 15, then from here to here is 11. So I'll just connect that measurement. I'll connect it with a straight ruler like this. Okay, after connecting it with, so this is the top that I said we're using 15 inches. That's the width. 15, that's like it covered my entire shoulder. My shoulder is actually 14, since I wanted to cover my entire shoulder, because you know it is a cut together, like my shoulder, the design should start from like my shoulder part. Okay, so the next thing I want to do, from this point I want to create like a curve. So this one, you can just eyeball it however you want it. Okay, you can just create a curve, and then that curve, after creating that curve, I'm just going to connect the curve down. I'll connect it down to this one like this. So you can see I've connected it. This one, I'm just, all of these things, I'm just like using my, like my rough hand. That's what I'm using to create the design. You get, I'm just using my rough hand to create the design. I'm not really using any. The only thing I know is that the length here is 21, and then from here is my shoe measurement 14 plus 1, which is 15, and then just create a curve. Okay, so that's all. So now we're going to cut out the pattern. So when we cut out the pattern, I'll show you guys how we're going to place it on the Asoke and then fix it on the neckline. Okay, so this one I cut the actual measurement, but when I am cutting my Asoke, I'm going to add allowance to it. Why? Because it is that allowance is what I will use to stitch it. Okay, can you see? Le, 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 le. Can you see? So now, so we just created it. It's not a big deal. So like I said, create any one. People that created those ones. So that one on that dress, like I'm the one that did it. So just create any one you want. So the next thing we want to do now, I want to cut our Ashoke. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, you're going to check it to make sure that it's so that you know those stories that touch. Okay, so you check it. You understand when you are doing that, you have extra because you need extra. This is one here, and then this is two here. So I want to join my Ashoke. That's how like join my Ashoke together. Okay, so I'm going to place it here and cut. You understand? I'll place it on my on the pattern paper and cut it because I don't want a situation where I will waste. You can see what I'm going to do. I'm just going to leave small like this, like half inch that I will use tuck in. Okay, so I'll place it like this. This side has the edge like the service, so I'm not going to even touch it. Okay, so I'll just place it like this, and then I'm going to cut this out now. Can you see what I'm doing? Can you see what I'm doing? So I'll cut this out. So this one, this top one, I'll cut with like an extra 1 inch. Okay, so I've cut out the first one. I'm going to place it. So I'm trying to place it here like this, and then I'll take the second one. I'm going to place it on top like this also. Stay on top, just our normal regular Ashoke design. Okay, so just whatever you are doing, just bring it up a little bit so that you have extra. So I'm going to turn it so that I can cut it. All of my pins, they are that way. So this is like the major part of the work of this of what we are doing today. So I'll just place this like this. So once I get all of them out now, I don't have problem again. So I'll just turn this now so that I can note it's just one piece of Ashoke I'm using. It's not like I'm even using like plenty Ashoke. No, it's just one piece. That's what I am using. This Ashoke, I don't want this Ashoke to waste though. What I'm seeing here now, like I want to waste my Ashoke. Okay, I know what I will do. Yes, I know what I will do. I'm going to cut all of them. I'll just cut all of them the same. Do you understand? I've cut all of them the same. At the end of the day, what remaining from there is what I will use to do the bucket. So it's better that way. If not, if I don't do it that way, I'm going to waste my Ashoke. So any extra that I cut from down there, I'll join it and use it. Okay. So this one now is the last piece. Can you see? So what I'm going to do now, just what I'm going to do now, I am going to join all of this Ashoke together on straight lines like this. Do you understand? Let's do that. So let's keep our design. Let's join our Ashoke straight, and then we'll use it to trace our neckline. Okay. Right. So I'm going to change my thread. I need to use my yellow thread so that it will not show. I'll use my yellow thread, sharp. So if you are just joining us, you're welcome. Please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. You guys should please like this video so that other people can see it. Okay, like the video. I would really appreciate that for you. Like the video, give the video a thumbs up so that other people can see the video. Okay. Just trying to double check my microphone to make sure that I'm not talking to myself. Okay. So like I said, please like the video. So now what we are going to place our Asoke. We're going to place them straight. So I'm looking for the right side. So yes, this side is the right side. This Asoke. One more. I don't even know. Does it Asoke does it even have right sides there? I'm not sure. Just use anywhere you want to use. It does not have any right side. This side, if I turn this side is shining. If I turn this side is shining. I bet I'm not confused myself. So I'll place them. Just see, I'll just place this one just on top of this. Just see it like this. And then I would stitch it, okay? So I'll just place it on top like this, very tiny. And then I'll drop my I'll drop my machine footer and then just run. I'll just run it on it. So you guys, you're welcome. If you are just joining us, you're welcome. Please, you guys should end this video. Let me know where you are watching me from, okay? I would really appreciate that. You can ask questions. You guys should just let me know where you're watching from, okay? So I've joined that circle, that one. I'm going to join this to it, okay? So that we can now trim out what we want to neck, and the remaining one we'll use it for our pocket. So I'll place it like this, okay? I'm just placing it just on top, and then I'll just do like a back, it stays properly, okay? That's the beauty of Asoke. Because of those savage, the edges, it just makes it easy for it to sew. And this particular one does not fray like that. That's the beauty of it. So I'm going to lift it, and then let's cut, and then let's work on the neckline, okay? Yes, so let's work on the neckline. See what? There's something I almost forgot. So before then, let's remember our pattern paper that cut. Let me place it on my piece first to make sure. uh, I want to place it on my piece to make sure. So what I'm going to do, I want to fold it like this, okay? And then I'll just so that I'll get the center. And then I'll come here like this. I'll fold this also. Then our front piece. So like the front piece is the one that has all the, what do you call it? All of the attention. So I'll place it like this, and then I will not, because I want to get the exact center. This is why I don't want it to shift or whatever. So I'll notch that center neckline. So after notching it, I'm going to open this. I'll place it like this, okay? And then I'll take this. Remember, we notched it. So let me mark it. I want to see it. So I'll place it like this. So this is what we have. This is how it is going to stay. I just want to see how it will look. Do you get? So you place it and make sure you see how it looks before you continue. So I think it's okay. So let's leave this one. We can work with this. This is our Asoke. This is the whole one piece of Asoke. So if you have questions, you can drop your questions on the comment section, okay? So in case I want the neckline to be wider, you can see that I have liberty of edge. So this side I'm going to extend it to this side, but this side I'll trim this side off because I want to get the design. Okay, can you see? So this is how I'm going to do. So I'm just going to leave like half inch on top because you know that's the part we're going to use to turn whatever. Okay, so the next thing I will do now, you pin it down. So make sure you pin it down. So like I said, this side you don't need to add any extra allowance. It's only down here. That's where we're going to add extra allowance because we're going to use it to turn it. Okay, so this part, this edge here, I'm not going to cut it out. I'll just leave it. So I'm saying, so I'll just leave like a little bit of like maybe like 1/4 of inch. Can you see the way I'm tracing it? So I'll just trace it like this. Bam. So we have our design. So this is what I have left. This is what we are going to manage our pocket. So let's leave that one on the side. Okay. So the next thing we want to do now, I want to cut this side. No, since this side, this is not the savage. We're cutting this side. We're going to cut so that we'll have extra that will tuck in. You get. So okay. So now we have our pattern ready. So let's do the neckline. Let's work with the neck. When we are done, we'll come back to the pocket. Okay. So now I've actually cut this out. So I actually cut it out directly like this. So this is how I'm going to use it. So the next thing I just want to do, I'm going to fold this. Do you get? I'll fold it because I need to get the center. So I can just put a little notch here. No problem. So the next thing I want to do now, I want to place it on our neckline. That's our pattern, our dress, our actual dress. And then we'll start stitching it down. Okay. So remember this part. You remember we notched that part. So you're going to bring this like this. So you place it like this now. Can you see? Yeah, Yesu kaine haskena. So this one, we're just going to, as we're doing it, we're going to use our hand to just like push it in and then stitch it again. So, but before we do that, the next thing we are going to do, we want to put our neckline. Okay. Yes, so we want to cut our neckline. So now, since we have checked it, it is okay. So now let's cut the neckline. So our neckline, we're using 3.5 inches. We're using 0.5 inches from here like this to this point. This is 3.5. So we'll mark our 3.5 inches here. And then the depth. So I want it to be like a V neckline. So for the depth of the neckline, I want to use 8 inches. Okay. 8 inches, like those of you that have been following me, and normally 8 inches, like those of you that have been following me, I normally used to say it. I always like to measure my time, and this is how I do it. I'll just place it here and then check because I really don't want my business to be out there. I don't like it. So you see, I used 8 inches, okay? So that 8 inches that I don't want it to be like a sharp V neckline. So it's going to be, this kind of V neckline. So I can use my pattern curve like this to get the distinct neckline that I want. So I've marked it and then I'm going to cut this out right now. So that's the neckline that I want, okay? So now I'm going to cut this out. Okay. So I'm just trying to check the neckline on my body. I don't want it to be too small and I don't want it to be too big. So I want it down just a little bit more. So that's okay. So now the next thing, let's start stitching. So this is the wrong side of my pattern, okay? I hope I never chop dodo for this one today. So this is I'm going to sew the neckline and then I will turn it I'll turn it this way, I'll flip it this way, okay? So I'm just trying to check it to see how it will when I turn it, okay? So I'll place it this way. So when I turn it, it will be this. So anyhow you want to do it, do it. No, the Ashoke does not have back, it does not have front. So depends on where the side you want it to be. So that is what you will use. So you can see what I am trying to do. I'm trying to get the midpoint. So that is how we know the center of where my neckline is going to be. So this is the middle. Can you see? This is the middle. You can see this is the midpoint like this. Okay. So what I'm going to do now to pin this. This is the wrong side of my ashoke. So the ash of my fabric, the ashoke is on the right side. So I place them right side facing right side. Okay. So I'm trying to adjust. Yes, at this point, don't adjust. We are going to have some issues of the neckline relaxing. So you have to make sure you adjust it. Everything is okay. Okay, you can see. So I need it to be. That's why you need to notch. So now what I'm going to do now. Okay. God have mercy on me. Okay, okay. So let me explain. My ashoke, this is the right side of my fabric. See, my ashoke is on the wrong. So I placed it on the wrong side. Can you see? This is how I placed it on the wrong side. Okay. So when I stitch it, I'm going to flip it. You get? It's going to flip and it will now come to the right side. I hope you understand. Please, this is a live. If you don't understand, let me know so I can go over it again. You can see the ashoke. I placed it at the wrong side. This is the right side because we are going to stitch it from here. Then we'll trim the neckline and then flip it to come to the front. Then before we now set the business. So with that, we have locked the neckline. Okay. So that's it. So now let's go. So like if you don't understand, please let me know. So I'm just trying to make sure that the neckline is relaxed properly, or else you're going to have issues. I don't want you to have any problem. So that's why I am trying to make sure that it is sitting well. I need to down because I'm seeing some kind of make sure, or else if you don't do it properly here at this point, you are going to have the neckline is not going to relax properly and it's going to give. So now I'm sewing from the right side now. Okay. So I'm tracing the neckline. So you can see I'm tracing the neckline. Okay. So after tracing it, so this is the right side. So let me see if we have question. Good afternoon, Beatrice. You're welcome. Tina, you're welcome. Katrina, Masha, good morning. Okay, so now let's open this up. And then so now what we're going to do now, we're going to trim it out and then flip it to the front so you can see what I'm doing. So you can see. So I'll just trace the neckline. So me, I always like doing it this way. I don't like the neckline on the ashoke. I like doing it this way. So with that, I'll be able to control everything that I have. So I'll just keep that ashoke very, very precious. So I'll just give it small, small, tiny, tiny notches. Tiny, 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 tiny. And then after that, I'm flip this now. Let's see. Can you see? I've now flipped it to the front, okay? See, it's a simple process. See, neckline don't set. It's even I'm even looking. It's even looking to me like the neckline is too small, safe. But it's okay. Me, I don't like wide neckline. I am a woman, so I don't like open body, open neck, all those stuff. Mm-mm. So I'm just going to, so you can see, can you see how beautiful our design is? So now let's just complete it. So I'll show you guys how to finish this up. You don't even have any problem. It's a simple process. So let's just now. Uh-huh. So this is like the difficult part of this whole stuff. This is my eyeglass. Alright. All right. So you guys should please let me know where you're from, okay? Okay, so now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just take my machine like this, and then I am. So at this point, I think should pin it. I've already stopped part. I've already pinned this top part. So I'm going to start stitching from this long straight side, okay? So, but before then, let me pin this side. I don't want any shift or movement. So I'll it down. And then this part, we don't need to, because it is edge, so we don't really need to bend it, okay? So I'll just place it like this. Before then, I'm going to push here inside before I start stitching that. You understand? So I'll just push here inside like that, okay? And then make sure, just use your hands to open it. And then I will start stitching it. So I'm just maintaining the edge of my Asoke piece, which is a very simple process. So once I get to this part where you remember that curve that we did, so you're just going to use your hand to bend it a little bit, okay? And then, so once you get to that point, I did not lift. You see my machine, I did not lift it. I did not remove the needle. I just lifted it, and then I'll just use my hand and be bending inside. You know, Ashoke is firm now. You get, so I'll just use my hand, just be bending it inside, just like to like tuck the edge inside, and then I'll stitch it. As I'm tucking it in, I'm stitching it. Why? Because this one, you remember we trimmed this part. Okay, so that is why. If not, I would have left it, use the savage like that. Okay, so anything you do, make sure that your hand is stretching it out. You get, excuse me. So I'm using my hand. I just really want to make sure to use my hands to stretch it out nicely. So I've stretched it out nicely. I'm going to stitch. Can you see how beautiful this looks? See, it is simple and easy. Okay, so the next to finish up the other one from the other side, that's the other side part. That part, that one does not have any issues because it has, we're going to be stitching on the savage part. So I'll just place it like this. So whatever you do, make sure that your everything is okay. You understand? So just make sure it is okay, and then you will stitch. So I'm using my, like I said, I'm just using the savage part. So once I stitch it to that point, I'm going to stop. So I'm going to fold this. I just want to push it in. I'll put it in, and then I'll start stitching. I'll just turn my machine this way. So I'm just using my hands now to bend that down part. So I'm just pushing it in. I don't want it to have any excess. If it has any excess, that means you have to. So at this point, you can put any design, that you can design it however you want. So I noticed there's something I noticed that it's like the thing has a little bit of So that means I'll have to loosen this part again and open it up and iron it out. Okay, so I'm just going to keep going. So this first one that I did, I want to loosen it. I'll loosen it a bit. Okay, so I'll just use my hands to like create like a cup. So let it just be relaxing on the, let it just be using your hands. So this one that I'm doing, you can actually iron it before you start. You can do, you understand? So you can actually iron it. So I noticed that there's a little bit of excess. So what I'm going to loosen this part, this first one that I did. That's the first straight one. Remember the first straight one that I did. So I just loosen it carefully because I need every part of it to relax. So since it did not relax, so I'll lose that part and then I'll place it back again. So after this, if you don't want to add pockets, you're just going to join it. The back neckline, that one, I'm just going to use a bias binding to just like bend it. So that's what I am going to do for that. Okay, so you can see, so it has relaxed. So I'm just going to continue because I want to get my, so as you are doing it, make sure that everything lays flat. So that's just like the S. So I'm using my hand, you can see I'm just using my hands to like stretch it out. So I'm still opening that part. So I'm trying so that I will not cut my fabric or the Asoke or whatever. So that is what I am trying to now at this point. That's the thing when it comes to BuBu. So you just have to use your hands to stretch it out, okay? I'm trying to get the exact point. So if you are just joining us, you're welcome. Let me know where you're watching me from, okay? I would really appreciate. So at this part, I'm just going to use my hand to like manipulate that down part of my Asoke. So I'm trying to just that I see what I have. So I'm trying to know that everything is laid out straight, okay? So I think it's okay. So now I'm just going to stitch. All right, so we are done. So we are done. So I'll show you guys now how it looks on more body. Okay, so you can see, you see the inside. So you see how beautiful this looks. Is it not fine? Can you see? You see how beautiful? This is how simple and easy this is. You see? This is just what we just did, and you see the back. See, you don't need to put anything. You see, it is neat and clean from. So that's it for that. Simple and easy. So that adds the e to the easy. Okay. So the next thing we want to do now, I want to try the pocket. Okay. So for the pocket, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to work with what I have left, because I'm even trying to, I don't know whether I should just bone this pocket. So I'm just trying to check to see what I have, what I have. Okay. So what I have here is enough for my pocket. So I'm just going to cut this. So I'll show you guys. So I'll use this remaining small piece. This one here is enough for my pocket. So I want to loosen this one. So those ones are like the okay. So I'll just lose it. I want to cut it. I'll divide that one into two. That's what I will use. So the size, that's what I will just use for my pocket. So to make it easier for us, okay. So see all these extra pieces, we'll keep them aside. So let's use this one for the width of our pocket. So just fold it like this, and then we'll cut this into two. So I'll cut this now. I'll just cut it into two, and then we're going to use it. Okay. So you see. So now let's cut out the fabric and then construct our pockets before. All right. So this is what we have left. So I'm just trying to check the part of this fabric that I'm going to use for the pockets. You know, the dress has a pattern. To use the if I should use this side or I should use the pattern side, the pockets. That's what I'm trying to check on. Or I should do it half and half. Let one be up down. I think let me use the plain side for the pocket. Okay, so is a pretty simple thing. I want the pocket to be big. I want it to be big, so I'm just going to eyeball it and cut it out first. You know, that's what I said. This thing is not equal. It's not the same. So I'm trying to get this part now to use for the pocket, for my pocket. So like I said, I'm just trying to eyeball it. So when I'm done, I will cut out the exact amount that I want. So this is one. Oh, I should do it two different patterns. Sef. I don't know how it will be, oh. But that's what makes us fashioners. You just come up with anything, and before you, it is now a trend. Okay, so I've cut out what I think I need for my pocket. Okay. So the next thing I want to do now, I want to fold this and then give it a good press before I continue. So I'm folding, trimming that. So I'm going to use my pressing iron. So before then, I just want to make sure that what I have here is going to be enough for me. Okay, pocket. So I'm going to sew this like this and then turn it over. So that's the first thing I am going to do. I'll sew it from the wrong side and then bring it to the right side. So this length obviously is too long. Oh. I'm going to give you the accurate measurement when I am done. So now let's do. So let me show you what I'm do. So this is the wrong side. I'm going to sew this and then turn it to the right side. Okay. So this one now will cover the tip of my pocket. So this is the part that I cut. This is the savage side. So I'll sew it from the inside. Okay. So let's see. So let's stitch, okay? So I'm just preparing the pocket, like I said. So this is the wrong side of my fabric. I'll take the wrong side of this, the part that I trimmed. Remember, I trimmed my Ashoke. I just shared it into two. So I'll place it like this. So when I finish now, I'll iron it. Okay. So that's the side, and then this is the wrong side also. So I'll put it on the wrong side. I need it to be I need it to be the same. Let's see. So let me do it. So everything. Okay. So I'm sewing it on the wrong side of the pocket. Okay. I will now flip it to the right side. Okay. So now let's flip and then let's iron. So now this is the right side. This is the right side of my pocket. So I'm going to do this. So you see, this is how it will stay. So I'm just trying to check everything, okay? And then to secure here down. And then I'll iron the edges. This side entered too much. Let me open it up. Making the other side to look short. So when it comes to sewing, when you sew something and you notice that the thing is not well, it's not looking well, it's always better for you to lose it and do it again. You understand? It's better for you to do it and do it again than for you to just like leave. You understand? So I noticed that that part, like it entered inside so much, so that is why I had to loosen it, and then we do it, okay? So it's better that way. So what I'm working on now is the pocket for those of you that are just joining us. So I'll just turn this, and then I'll use my hands like this to secure it, and then I'll fold it. So like I said, that's the beauty of Ashoke. Ashoke, when you send it message, it will go. It's not like all those other materials. And this one is the good one. You know, there's the other one, that one you scatter cheaper one. That one scatters a whole lot. So I'll just place it like this. And then, so I'm just stitching, I'm just securing it down. So that's just basically what I'm doing. Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my. I've done it on the wrong side. Like, seriously? Oh, I've done it on the wrong side. Oh. This one is on the right side. That one is on the wrong side. So I'm just, so that one I actually joined it on the wrong side. I was advising people just now. And What happened? Did I dream it? I mean, my eyes, they deceive me. See, at the end of the day, this is how it looks. So I'm going to, me that was giving advice just now. My own advice, don't, I have to take my own advice now. So you can see, so I've showed you guys how to climb, I've showed you guys how to do the pockets. So these ones are like the very important part. So the other thing is just for us to join it and join the up and the neck, the shoulder, and then join side. Shike, like my Abuja people will say. You are the bar. If it was that other Asoke, that cheap one, or more, the Asoke but don't finish. Because as you are losing it, everything will just be coming out. Pium, pium. So you guys should please like this video, okay? So this tutorial will soon stop it now because we have like basically done most of the things. Let me check. We're past 1 hour. We'll soon stop. Or I think I should even stop it here now. Abi. I think I should just stop. Let me show you guys with this one so that I'll not be wasting so much time. So the next thing we are going to do for our pocket, just for us to fold this in like this. Can you see? You fold it in like this and then fold it like this, and then I'll press it now. I'll just fold it in like this and like that, and then I'll take my pressing iron and then I would press. Okay, so I'll press it the way I want it to be pressed. You understand? So when I press, I can decide to pin, so that because I want for a perfect result, I can pin it down, you get, and then I'll press all of the edges. Okay, so I'll press the edges. You can see. And then the next thing, I'll show you guys how to fix it, and then we are done. Okay, so let me just leave the other one, because if I say let's continue, night go reach today. So see what we have here. Okay, so I'm just going to take my pocket now, and then I'll place my pocket just below here. I don't want it, so you take, just depends on what you want your pocket to be. So for this, I'm going to be using 19 inches for my pocket. That's the length. That's from my shoulder. So you can see this is 19. Okay, let me shift it down a little bit. Let it be 20. So this is 20 inches. So I'll place it here. Just I want the two pockets side. Okay, so I'm going to pin this down like this, and then I would stitch it. Okay, I'll just sit down and then I'll join the shoulder to shoulder. So that's how you actually do this. So these two things were like the main highlights of the video. So I'm going to be stopping here. I want to say thank you to all of you that tuned in to our tutorial for today. So thank you so much. I'll see you guys later in the evening again. So for in the evening, we're going to do pattern drafting. So let's greet all the people that came in. Beatrice, good afternoon. Adebimpe, thank you so much. Grace, thank you so much. The Gentin Toss, you're watching from Bayelsa, thank you. Charlene, so much. Natalie, thank you so much. ST Mommy, Dame Stella, thank you so much. Truth, thank you so much. God bless you all.